Well, hello. And we are in like a series of questions here. This specific episode, we're going to talk about this question. How do we allow a user to send us a URL and then we're going to give them back a short one? Now, we decided we're going to call this thing Shorty. So we're just going to go with, it's going to be a new file. And we are in PyCharm. There's some questions around that we will come back to, but we're going to call this, we're going to call it shorty.py. So we're going to have a new script. What I do want to do is I want to go back to my application design and I want to do pre-questions because we will want to come back to this, or you may want to go look for it. And those are going to be, where do I download an IDE for Python or PyCharm? Let's just call it. Let's do this. Where do I download the PyCharm IDE for Python? And then that probably will get us where we need to. We'll see if we need to do extras. Okay, back to this question, problem at hand. So Shorty, what we want to do here is we're going to allow our users send us URL and give them a new one. So let's come to Shorty. And we're just going to start with this. So our first thing is, this is what we're doing. So we're going to define a little method and a function, and we're going to call it Shortener. And as we always do in Python, starts with define. We're not going to do do we want to do a class? That's a good question. We might. So let's go ahead and let's do a class, and we're going to call it Shortener. And it's going to be, I don't know if it has any properties yet. So the first thing we're going to do is, let's see, retrieve new URL. And we're going to get the old URL. And what we want to do is, so we're just going to have a counter. Let's do this. And so he's going to have, a counter which is going to be equal to 1. And so this will be something, we're going to start very simple. So first, all we need to do is we're going to say, let's say, we'll even store this. So this will be source URL. Let's just call it source. So source equals this, and short, let's see, we'll say new link equals that. So that means they're going to give us the old URL, which means source is going to be equal to old URL because we're going to store it. And then he may not like that. I think it's like this. Maybe not. Let's go real quick. So real quick, we're going to go, just because it's one of those things we forget sometimes, we're going to talk about our classes. So class, yeah, that's right. I was right the first time, so we can do it like this. Oh, I forgot that because this means it has to be self. Otherwise, it's going to be static. Whoops, not period, comma. So that's our 2. Let's do this. Clean it up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to store our old URL. So the new, let's say we could call it result. We're going to call it return value. Return value equals, here, let's do this. Base equals, and we're going to do this really simple right now. So it's going to be localhost, and that's going to be our base. And so return value equals base plus, it's got to be a string because it's a number. And that's going to be self.counter. And then self.counter, I'll just say plus equals 1. So we got an incrementer counter. This is a brute force way to do it, but that's okay. And then we're going to do return value. And we really don't need, well, we'll keep this for now because we probably will find a use for it. So self dot link equals return value. And so for our little test here, we'll do it like this: shorty 1.0 application, just so people know who it is. Let's do this. In case people need any questions about it, info@developpreneur.com. Whoops. And then here, we're going to do input, give me a URL. And then it's going to be source equals that. S is going to be an instance of the Shortener class. And then I'm going to do print your new URL is, and let's do it this way, s dot retrieve new URL for source. Let's see how this runs. So now if I do Python shorty, give me a URL. Let's take this URL. So this URL here now says, oh, base is not defined. Oops, right there. Oh, and let's do this. So I'm also going to need, as part of this, so let's see, we're going to call it navigate, and that's going to be self, comma, URL, and then we're going to return the new link. We're just going to say if URL equals self.source. Nope. Let's do this for now. We're not going to check that, so we're going to do this. That's your new URL. Well, let's do that for now, and we'll navigate. We'll fix that one in a little bit. We'll cover that next time because that's going to be coming in. So let's go back to this. Do I have that? Yes. Okay, so if I give them this big URL, it's going to come back and say, this is your new URL. So technically, if this other pieces all worked, then I'll be able to do it. Now, that does require us. So this is send us a URL. We're going to give them a short one. Now, let's do... this will be URL list, and we'll get a little more complicated here. So we don't need the new link, doesn't need this, but new link for counter equals the return value, which is going to be self.counter. And so navigate here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do URL.split on let's even do it this way. We're going to make it really simple. Yeah, let's do it like this. And let's do this, so short, and then that'll make it real easy. So this is going to be our new link. And then that means that if we split on the question mark, this makes it super simple. Then our value, let's see, the code, let's call that the index equals that. And then we're going to do a URL list. IDX. It's going to be URL list, not new link. That's going to be URL list equals that. We don't need new link at all. Yeah, because we don't have it. Return value, return value. Okay. So now, let's do this. Give me a URL, a short URL. I'm going to call it short URL. And then we're going to do print s.navigate short URL. Okay, so let's see how this works. I don't have that thing, do I? No. So let's go back to here and let's get our big thing. So let's see if this works. So now, give me a URL. All right. Now I'm going to give you back. Whoops. Let's do this. Let's do it that way. I'll just keep it simple. Oh, I need to do this. Instead of that, that'll actually work. I'm just going to append it. This is not the most awesome way to do this, but we're going to do it this way anyways. Okay, so now, so it's going to come back and it says, hey, if you give me 0, then I send it back. List indices must be integers or slices, not a string. Oh, this needs to be that's an int because that was a, oh, actually, let's do it this way. IDX, that needs to be, so now if I take it and I give it this guy, he's going to give me that back. Oop, he gave me the wrong thing. I need to give him, it's not the return value, it's the old URL. So now if we do this, and we come in here, and now we take that, boom, it gives us back our address, which we can do here. And guess what? It's the exact same address. So we have solved that problem. We now have a way for a user to give us a URL, and then we're going to send them a short one. But we have some more work to do, because at this point, the next thing we want to do is come in here and say, okay, they've got this one. So this would be like a check off of this. All right. Let's do something that's a little more resilient. So we're going to create a database and talk about a table. And probably within that, we're going to connect. So we've got a couple of things to do, and that will be our next episode. Thanks a lot for listening in, and let us know if you have any questions. You can shoot questions, as always, to info@developreneur.com. And until next time, keep working on becoming a better developer. Well, hello, this is Rob with Developreneur, also known as Building Better Developers. Wanted to announce that we have school.developreneur.com. Feel free to check it out if you like any of this information, any of the content that we've sent, and you would like to see more. You can come out, you can enroll for free. We have free courses. We've got places for you to get better at just learning a technology, our how-tos. You can work on your business skills. We can help you with becoming a better developer, as in coding and things like that. A lot of the stuff you've seen on YouTube, we also have out at school.developreneur. We just have it in a little more of a educational format and a way for you to track your progress as you move forward becoming a better developer.